what I'd like to do, Jerry, if it's okay with you, is that I'd like to change our discussion over to Michael Ledden.
All right.
You know, I've met Michael a few times, and I think that's a tragedy too.
Yeah, it is a tragedy.
You know, from my understanding, he's from the Albany area.
Yeah, he
and
is.
And I did speak to his brother, and you know, he seemed to be very nice, and I kind of told him the situation. I wanted his comments, and understandably, you know, he was reserved in his comments.
Oh yeah.
Nevertheless, I want to bring up Michael Ledden because, you know, he's really gotten himself in a lot of trouble.
That he has. Big time.
I mean, at first, I have to tell everybody, I mean, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. You know, I kept giving him the benefit of the doubt. I really didn't want to say anything because I just wasn't sure.
Right.
But, Jerry, I'm going to tell you, too many of these ex-employees are singing the same song.
Yep.
And he may not be the leader, but he's a willing participant. And the company's too small, in my opinion, for him to be totally blind what's going on.
Well, he's not totally blind. I've only met Michael a couple of times. I know Janice met him through a dating service online.
Right.
And while she was making sales call, quote unquote, I have a call in Albany, she was going to meet him.
Right.
And then, of course, very short thereafter, they got married.
Yeah.
Married down here on the riverbank.
Right.
And of course, you know, that's probably about the fifth husband. You know, and I can't call Janice's last name because she's had so dang many.
And that is true.
You know,
that is very true.
I don't know what kind of guy Mike is. I never hung around him because I didn't step there at Credit Adjustment Bureau that much. I should have done more, and I would have handled the situation. But I didn't get around him to know him just a couple of times. You know, he wasn't down there in that business of service. He was just in and out the door every now and then.
Well, there was a period of time where Michael, you know, took charge, from what I had been told. And actually, he told me himself as well. He took over the operations for a short amount of time because I was told by more than one people that, you know, even Janice herself, that she had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
You know, and because of the stress. But I was just thinking, well, I don't know where the stress is coming from, but I guess now we kind of know why she was stressed.
If she had the stress, now I've seen Janice several times, I think myself as a ploy. I call it having a damn fit in the office. She'll do things, and next thing you know, she'll just start bouncing off the walls, screaming, and to come right back a few minutes later. Gee, I'm so sorry about that. Try to patch up her mistakes.
You know, Jerry, I have to tell you, the stories, you know, as a person putting the website, you know, and pulling on this, it's been a very consistent theme. People think that she's very melodramatic, you know.
She is very much so.
And yeah, she does that. It gets people's attention.
Yes.
And people feel sorry for her. But I never saw that side. You know, remember when we were talking, and I never saw that side. I always saw the smart, streetwise, intelligent Janice. I was just really surprised to hear that.
Well, true. I can see that too. And also, Janice was egotistic, I call it.
Yeah.
I've been sitting down. I've been here in this office here for 5 years. And Sarah's office right up the street. And when she was sales manager before she got the great title of a general manager, she'd run out of her way down here and walk into this office screaming, I got this account for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Ain't you proud? I said, yeah. And then she'd go on back up there. Several times she'd come here. I don't know why she wanted to come tell me, you know, because, you know, I didn't work up there.
Well, you know, since we're talking about it, you know, there's a big difference between getting a client in and collecting on it.
Oh, very much so.
Right.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Because I did do collections years ago when I first met Janice. You know, she worked for me the 2 weeks when I fired her. But I saw then it's just hard to collect that money. And I didn't want to have no part in it. Then I went into skip tracking, which I've been in this for a long time now. Will probably stay till the day I die in it.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to really have no part. It's probably why I didn't help Sarah no more than I did in her business, because I would have saw it, the problems where it was going and how it was going, you know. Because I always stayed on top of my business where Sarah relaxed, back there in the back office, not really knowing what's going on.
Right.
I'm more in the middle of mine of the action, I have to say it is.
Yeah, for those of you who can't see Jerry's office, I am in Jerry's office at this point. And his desk is positioned in such a way that, I mean, he really does oversee everything. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of conversations he can't hear, and there's really nowhere to hide, to be honest with you, except for going into the bathroom. And even
Yeah.
the bathroom, you got to close the door. You're
Yeah.
going to hide back there. So, yeah, you definitely have a hands-on policy.
Oh yeah, all the way is. The only way you can be successful and run your
Yeah.
business and make a go is you hand on, you know everything. And like I say, my bookkeeper's sitting right here in front of me, and you know, and I know what the work she's doing, and I just know what everybody's doing in here, you know.
Right. Well, you know, the whole situation, you know, like Sarah, I really didn't get a chance to know her. You know, and the office setup is quite a bit different
Yeah.
from here. I mean,
Right.
it's a different management contrast.
That it is. Me and Sarah had worked for years, about 15 years together.
Right.
And I guess that I took it because I'm a hard person to work for. I expect things to be done, you know, regardless. And she wanted to do her own thing. She let her own office out. And I asked her, why you got a little private office? Well, that's my office. And if she wanted the office, I don't know for what it was. Maybe I was so hard in my working life that she wanted to do it a little bit different way and show me up or something. I don't know. You know?
Well, I think, you know, you kind of told me, and I hope I'm not violating any confidences
Oh, yeah.
here, is that, you know, you when you were years back, you were more of a
Right.
hard charger,
Oh, yeah.
and you told me how you've mellowed out and more
Yeah.
patient.
Right.
And I don't know, I'm not Dr. Phil or anything like
Yeah.
that, but my thinking is that maybe because she saw that hard charging stuff all the time for so many
Yeah.
years, she said she's going to go do it the other way.
That's the
But she
right reason.
overcompensates,
That's right. She does.
and that would be our speculation.
That's about true there, yeah, but that was all hard charge ever since I started working.
Right.
And you know, just the way it was, I guess.
Right, right.
And she was more laid back than I am. Trust me, she was laid back like a woman believe.
Right. Jerry, Jerry, let's turn our discussion over to Janice's criminal past. Now,
Right.
I will tell you, I was shocked. I mean, I was just shocked when you sent me that information. I'm thinking, wow. But at the time, she was not Janice Ledden. She was not Janice Bass. It was Janice Liggett.
Right.
And that's really, when you told me about that it was Janice Liggett, it really filled in some other pieces. Because Janice has so many names.
Yes, she
And
does.
so many middle initials. I said,
Yeah.
what is her name? You know, I couldn't get it down. And so it was a huge piece. But I guess, you know, seeing that criminal past, it appears that she did her time. It was a 5-year sentence. And she did about almost 2 years of it.
I think so, yeah, about 2 years. Got
Right.
out on- I think she got out on parole.
Yeah.
Well, she may have served a sentence. Back in them days' time, you got so many days for good behavior.
Right.
I'm not sure if she's up on parole or not. See, I didn't know about that criminal when I hired Janice.
Oh, I see.
didn't know about the Liggett name. I knew
Right.
it was only Janice Bass.
Oh, really? At the time?
Yeah, at the time, it's all I knew about.
Right.
And I knew she was living with a suppressing individual that suppressed her.
Right.
And then we started working with Sarah. I think it was about maybe probably 3 months, maybe 4 months before, you know, credit adjustment bureau was ceased to exist, that I found out that she had a criminal record felt by taking. And then I'm still sitting back on my can. I should have started watching because I can look back now on the things that went and see the same thing happening. You know, I don't know. That's what I speculate, I guess.
You know, the thing about it is, this is my opinion, and I don't know if you share it with me, is, look, nobody likes a criminal record, but, you know, if you've served your time, you paid your dues to society, and you move on. But the thing is, she decided to screw up again, and that's why it's being brought up and used
Yeah.
against her.
Well, I believe everybody deserves a second chance.
I
really
agree.
do.
Right.
Sometimes third. I have some people that worked for me in the past
Yeah.
that have been on parole, probation. I've hired them because there's nothing to steal from me, and I've hired them and tried to help them out. You know, most of them have the record of been drug related, and I tell them I'm subject to bring a drug dog in and have to sniff out because I don't allow drugs in my building. You know.
Right.
But I try to believe everybody deserves a second chance, sometimes a third, but that's a lot about the third and second chance. But I don't know.
Yeah, I know that WTDM, I mean, when they found out about that, that was a pretty significant piece. And normally it wouldn't be a significant piece. It's just the nature of the business she's in. She's handling all this money. She's being entrusted with money.
That's right.
And here it is again, you know. I
That's
mean,
right.
the crimes that she's being accused of is actually related to her past. It's the stuff that she's done before.
Same thing, failed by taking.
Exactly. And, you know, and the stories are just coming out. People are telling. And, you know, they're just confirming this. But I will find it interesting that a surprising number of people that worked within that circle knew about it. What was that all about?
Well, I think what that was, about maybe a month before Sarah had to close her office, John Young was an employee for Sarah Credit Adjustment Bureau.
I see.
He broke into the building, stole the cash box. The police found the cash box in his house, and Janice was there and said, yes, that is Sarah, I will press charges. Had him locked up in jail. As soon as Janice opened her business,
Which jurisdiction was that?
Columbus, Georgia.
Columbus Police Department? You
Yes.
think? It wasn't
yes.
the Sheriff Department?
No, police department.
All right.
And when Janice opened her business, she goes down there and drops the warrant against John Young and hires him.
Right.
She likes that sort of people around her, I guess, because, you know, they're thieves.
Good.